On today's episode of Watch Chair Go, it's Bentley time again. And hopefully by the time we're done today, this thing says start permitted. At least I hope so. What is going on, guys? I am Watch Chair Go, and today, like I said, we are here in my 06 Bentley Continental. I just noticed how nice the steering wheel is. Smells amazing in here. This is such a cool car. And today, this just showed up. Now, this is an MTC 4822, and they call this an engine control module relay. And this is a special Audi relay that was cross-referenced from the part number that goes on the factory relay here. So I have a silver Sharpie with me here. I'm gonna write the correct part number on here, so hopefully if somebody's troubleshooting this in the future, they can figure out where each relay goes. I guess that somebody's probably me, and I wanna know where the relays go. Sorry in advance, there are sustained straight line winds today, and they're aggressive. Okay, under the hood here, we gotta get this fuse box open. To do that, you have to release these tabs. There's one on each side there, and then wiggle it up and out of its housing. Okay, we've got into the fuse box there, and now the relays at the back should be 100, 100, 100, 43, 433, 100, and then 167. So 53 is in there as well. If you take a look, you can see that the box matches the diagram exactly, except for one that's just straight up missing. So this should be the 167 relay. And that's what I gotta write on top of it real quick before we put it in. And the relay that is supposed to be an exact part number cross does not fit. Take a look at that. So it has this special pin that references a resistor right there. Sorry, now you guys can see. And that goes right there on pin 5. And the pins are absolutely flipped. So the straight blade should be on the other side of the relay, beside that little pin, and then this 90-degree blade should be over here on the other side. So unfortunately, completely wrong. Well, that puts a damper on things. This relay is completely wrong for the application, which is insane. J167 cross-referenced to an Audi part number, and I took that part number and found this, and unfortunately, this is not it. Back to the drawing board. This is a very important relay, and I do think the Kessie needs to see that before it tells the ECUs to wake up, so we're in trouble without this one. I'm gonna call the Audi dealership and tell them I've got an A8, or maybe the VW dealership, tell them I've got a Phaeton, and I need this relay that says 167 on top of it. Maybe that'll get me even closer to this part, or maybe somebody in town's got one. Before I jumped in the Volt and headed over to LKQ, I wanted to see if I could just find a brand new 167 relay here in town. So I called the Volkswagen dealership and they said they could get it, but of course it would be a few days special order, and it was gonna be, I think, $56. So I called the Audi dealership and I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. So I gave them the VW part number. It does cross between all the brands. And I was like, I need this 167 relay. And they were like, we can get it. We have to order it. And it's going to be, I think, $65. And I was like, oh, here we go. Let's call Bentley. And it's going to be $198 for this relay. So we called Bentley of Dallas. They sent us another fuse box diagram. They wanted to confirm the relay and everything like that. Anyway, they quickly found it. They said it's special order and it's $75. So you're barely paying a premium at Bentley. I was hoping it would be something outrageous just to laugh at it, but it's like 20 bucks more. That said, if you have to buy a bunch of parts, those 20s add up. So buy the Phaeton parts if you can. I called VW and he was like, what are you working on? I was like, let's just call it a VW Phaeton. And he was like, oh, is it a race car? I was like, it's a Bentley. All right, I got on Scudiera Parts, and they have a parts diagram for that fuse box in the Bentley. And of course, that came back to a Volkswagen part number. After Googling that Volkswagen part number, it came back to a Relay 167. Everybody seemed to have it. Even O'Reilly's could get it, but it was special order only. And I want to try it today. So we're here at LKQ, Pick Your Part, as you guys can see. Cars for years here. And we need to find row 125, section or car, whatever, space 13, something like that. And it's an Audi A8 from 2006. And as long as it hasn't been robbed, that fuel pump relay, which is what everybody calls it, should be in there. And it should say 167 on top of it. Okay, we're at row 98. I just gotta keep going. Somewhere on this row, Audi A8. We need that big body. That must be the very last one. It did say space 13. Oh, a TL, not an S. Hey, that looks like a Bentley or a Phaeton or Uh-oh. It's been destroyed. It's all gone. Oh, I just wasted my money. Possibly. Let's see if this fuse box is still in there somewhere. I got the fuse box cover off, and there's basically nothing up here. There's a 373 and a 614, which is unfortunate. So, look at this. The intake is, they destroyed this engine getting it out. I assume they were going for the transmission, but it's attached to the engine. What were they doing? Just ruining things for fun? This is insane. The roof's collapsed. Oh, the cats have been pulled. I see. Okay, so look how beautiful this car is, or was. It is a Phaeton, even better than a Bentley because it's got sunshades. Beautiful mirrors that swivel and snap into the ceiling. Upper console, Bose system, wood that reveals the nav display. Same shifter as my car too. Well, it looks like everything's gone out of the back. The fuse box over here is missing. Battery's missing. Look at that, there's some there it is! 167. Okay, come on. Come on, girl. Please be the right relay. I think that's the right config right there. I'm gonna have to look at my pictures, but that's gotta be it. Oh, that's it, 383C. It is 191906383C. Triple check it, but that should make my ECU turn on. And we're back to the Bentley. You can see it lifting up in the air again, now that the air compressor kicked on. It sure does a great job picking itself back up off the ground. And, of course, we have the official VW, Audi, Bentley, everybody relay here. I know I got a little bit of tunnel vision in the troubleshooting with this relay once we figured out it was missing. So we're gonna put this in right now. I can't make any promises. I think right now what I'm focusing on is the terminal 15 errors and this missing relay. So we're gonna go ahead and put this in. Hook up the scanner so we've got some live data. I've checked every single fuse in this car. They've all been ohmed out. They all checked good. So now's it's time to shine. Now we get some live data from the Kessie and the ECU, hopefully the ECU, because we haven't had the ECUs turn on yet, and go from there. So with the 167 relay and one of the ignition relays, of course, we are scanning this thing again. Obviously we're seeing a bunch of faults, as you know we expect. So we've got 3 in the electronic central electric here. It's a hilarious name for a module. A bunch of others that we've seen before, brakes, things like that, access start authorization. This is a new version of the software. So the way I was troubleshooting it a few days ago versus the update that just went on this thing, it might be a bit different, but obviously we'll see the same codes. So hopefully here in a few minutes, it's done going through all the modules again, and we'll pull a report and see where we're at. That terminal 15 thing is obviously our next order of business. I think once we get that fixed, which could be a short or you know, a broken wire anywhere in the car, after that's sorted out, hopefully this thing starts again, because there can't be too much left. We just need the ECUs to turn on and the thing to crank over, the Kessie to let it crank over. And we know the keys are all good, so soon. It's only at 56%. It's been like 7 minutes so far. It takes a while to scan this car. All right, this thing cleaned up quite a bit. We still have a bunch of terminal 15 errors. They're all 00576. So I'm gonna get in the service manual, take a look at those and figure out what's going on with all these terminal 15s. I don't really care too much about any of these. Obviously all this stuff talks, so it's kind of annoying. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Actually, I think this one will clear because now we have those hooked up. So there's a good chance that we can fix that one right now. But we're still left with our terminal 15 issues. And that's about it. So we've got our report, jump back to our diag, and let's clear these codes. We knocked out a second scan after clearing the codes, and it seems like we've knocked out a few more problems, but we still have terminal 15 issues on like 4 of the ECUs in this thing, 4 of the control modules in here. So I got to get back to the service manual. That's where I'm headed now to take a look at that. But I was looking around and I was like, how does this move? I've never seen a seatbelt adjuster for your shoulder here that I couldn't run up and down with like a switch right here, or, you know, just generally sliding it. And then I found out there's buttons on the seat that move it. That is the fanciest thing I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely crazy how loaded this car is. What's that one? What? The seat moves 2 different ways? Look at this. If you move this one, the upper seat reclines. If you move this one, the whole seat. This is insane. What a car. That's all we can do with the Bentley at the moment because I don't have a place to go after this. So let's head right back to the desk and open up the service manual, which is crazy. I had to install the Bentley software. It's like a 1 gig file of, I've heard 100,000 pages of service manual for this thing. So hopefully we can get some good info on all the codes that we found today. Here's what we were looking for. Under normal start, battery management control unit is activated by the Kessie. Entry start authorization with the signal's ignition key and the ignition lock. Key ins, ignition switched on, terminal 15. And the start signal, terminal 50. If we search for terminal 15 again, there's only one other article in the manual here, and it tells me that that fuse box under the hood where we just replaced that relay today, we also need to check relay 433. So obviously power supply relay for Motronic, which is the fuel injection system, that's 167 right there, the one we just replaced. And now we need to chase down 433, which is weird because it's in there. And maybe it's just stuck on. There is one more code for another relay. It's for the parking brake though, so I'm not too worried about it. I bet somebody pulled that so they could move this car, but hey, we've got some spares as well. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjaguar.com for cool shirts, not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time.
She's still eating the grass.
What a genius.